Hi everyone, how you doing? It's Mark here with another video. Today is the 4th, Thursday the 4th of January 2024. And I just want to say I hope you all had a nice Christmas and a New Year. I had a really, really nice time, but just a quiet Christmas. Me, the wife, kids, sat on the Xbox, ate too much food, watched loads of telly, stayed up late, all that kind of stuff, all that kind of good stuff. But we're now back to reality in the new year. I was started back at work a couple of days ago. It was a nice break. I hope you all had a safe and happy new year. And I understand that some of you watching this likely didn't have a good time over Christmas. And I've seen videos online and I've read posts on forums indicating that there is a lot of people struggling out there with gambling addiction. Don't ever think that you're stupid or you're an idiot or anything like that. You're not. I mean, there's many people from a variety of different backgrounds who are struggling with this illness, and it's an illness that's centered within the mind. But there is a way out. There is a way we can recover, and I've found out over the last several years that life is too short to be suffering. You know, life we're not here forever. We're not here forever, and to spend our time suffering continuously and causing harm to others through our addiction. I mean, that's not a way to live. That's not a way to live. And I know when you're in amongst it, it's like you feel like there is no way out. It completely overwhelms you when you're in it. When you're in it, it completely overwhelms you, and you don't think that there's a way out, and you feel there's no hope. You feel isolated. You can't see any future apart from the misery that you're stuck in, and that's the experience that I've had. That's the experience that many people have. But we can recover. We can recover. Many people do recover. I mean, I've watched a couple of videos online of some of the gambling videos online are terrifying, man. Absolutely terrifying. People losing like 100 grand, $100,000 in like what 10 minutes from a few spins on a slot machine. Fuck's sake! I mean, there's serious. All these influencers. There's these influencers, and there's some influencers who make it all glamorous, and then there's other ones who are really fucked up. Excuse my language. And you just look and you're like, oh my god, just stop, but they can't because they're addicted, and sadly that gets used as entertainment. But if you're in that place where you're looking for a way out, first off, what I would suggest, and now I'm not a therapist, I'm not a I'm not a self-help guru or anything like that. I'm just a guy whose life was absolutely destroyed by gambling, who managed to find recovery and to be able to now today feel quite comfortable in my own skin. That was never the case. That was never the case prior. Prior to quitting gambling. But what I'm saying is it's like some of the only advice I can give somebody is go to GA. Just go to GA. Find somebody. I keep saying it. Find somebody who's worked through the steps and get them to show you how to integrate those steps within your life. And the recovery text says, rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Rarely. So if you, there's something there, isn't there, really? It says, rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. So if they've rarely seen a person fail who's gone through the steps, why aren't you? If you're desperate to stop, not seeking out somebody who's gone through the steps, who can teach you how to have the life that you deserve. Why are you not doing that? Now, that might sound a bit forceful or whatever, but it just doesn't make sense. If you desperately want to stop, if your life is completely down the toilet, if you've destroyed everything, or even if you are at the point now where you're feeling like you're gambling too much and you can see yourself going down the tubes, why aren't you not doing everything in your power to correct this? Because gambling addiction is deadly. It's deadly. The amount of suicides through gambling addiction, the amount of homes destroyed through gambling addiction, it's as deadly as heroin addiction. It's as deadly as opiate addiction, because the illness progresses, the gambling, the mental drive, it progresses. It doesn't get any better. If it just keeps going on and on and on, and when you think it can't get any worse, it gets even more worse, and it goes on and on and on until you get to the point where you're like, fuck this, I've had enough, and check out. And a lot of people, sadly, get to that point. And some of you watching this may have been to that point where you've contemplated suicide or even actively tried suicide or engaged in self-harm just to get some form of release from it. It is dangerous, gambling addiction. It's deadly. It robs children of their parents. It robs husbands it robs wives of their husbands. It robs husbands of their wives, parents of their children. The destruction of gambling addiction knows no bounds, and it will continue and continue and continue to get worse. It will never get any better unless we start seeking recovery and finding ways to address and arrest the illness within us. I don't know where all that came from, but it's just something that I wanted to discuss with it being a new year, really to try and get the motivation to do this, because nothing changes if nothing changes. And with the case of gambling addiction, the only thing that's going to happen, it's going to get worse. It will get worse. If you don't do anything about it now, come back to this video in 6 months' time and tell me I'm wrong. If you don't think you've got a gambling addiction, go out with 20 quid, go out with 100 quid or whatever, go into the bookies, and put 20 quid on, put 20 quid into a slot machine, and then walk out with the 80 quid in your pocket. See if you can do it. If you don't think you've got a problem, or if you're unsure whether you've got a problem, try that. Try it a few times, and you know, you'll find out. But the likelihood is, if you're watching a video like this, you already know. I'm not saying all this stuff from a place of arrogance. I'm saying it from a place of real compassion, from understanding based upon my own experience of pain and misery. You know, you don't have to suffer. You can recover, and you can have the life beyond your wildest dreams that you deserve. Never in a million years did I think I would have the life that I have now. Never in a million years. It's not easy. There's times where it's bloody hard work. But I'm not sat there obsessed about gambling and obsessed about not gambling. The only time, really, that I think about gambling a lot is when I do these videos, you know, and that's a miracle in itself. When the way that I used to be, you can do this. Just put some action in, and you'll see for yourself that there is a way out. Anyway, take care. I hope this video has been of some use and some help to somebody. Thank you to everybody who's been leaving comments, who's been subscribing. The response I'm getting has far exceeded any expectation that I had, you know, and I'm really thrilled to hear that what I'm talking about is resonating with people, because that is a big step when you find somebody who actually understands what the hell is going on. Because the majority of people are scratching their head. They don't understand us. It's only when one gambling addict comes together and talks to another gambling addict that special connection happens, because you can relate to what's going on, because you live in it and have lived it and know from experience what it's like. So that's a therapeutic tool in itself, but that alone doesn't have the power to change, to bring about the change needed to recover from gambling addiction. And I know that from experience, because you're not going to remember me when you go back to gambling. When you get that, suddenly the thought will cross your mind, right, I'll go and have a bet. You're not going to think, oh, what about what that Mark bloke told us on the internet. You're not going to think about me, you know. I'm not going to think about me. You know, it's like, just because I've got a few years in, it doesn't mean to say that it's that I'm not at risk of going back. I am, if I don't do if I don't put the certain principles into my life and try to abide by them. And one of those principles is trying to reach out to other people and support other people through that nightmare that we all know as gambling addiction. So I'm going to leave this here. I wish you all well. Stay safe, but more importantly, don't be afraid to put the action in. All right, take care. Bye-bye.